Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. You know, in the 3 years plus I've been doing this, I have not reviewed a single Battat figure on the channel, which is a shame. So today I'm going to correct that wrong, and we're going to take a look at their Acrocanthosaurus. Now, a quick history lesson on these figures. Back in 1994, Battat teamed up with the Boston Museum of Science with sculptors Dan LaRusso and Gregory Wenzel to create a 140 scale line of dinosaur figures. The line ended in 1998 and it became extremely sought after with dinosaur collectors. That's because these figures are excellent. Some of them are over 25 years old and they are still the best representation of some of the species they represent. And then when Jurassic World came out, was at around 2015, Battat re-released the figures at Target stores. They gave them a fresh new paint job. They came in these nifty little boxes, and they released a couple waves of them, and now they're not on store shelves anymore, but they are still available on Amazon. Battat sells them in bundles for absolutely dirt cheap. So if you want to pick up these figures, you're not going to spend a lot of money. They're still great. A lot of these figures hold up over the years, and Dan LaRusso passed years ago. He actually made a few new sculpts for the line. Unfortunately, those have never seen the light of day. Battat still has the the prototypes, and they could release them anytime. The Minion's coming out in a few months, and Dinosaur hype's going to be at all-time high. But who knows? We'll see. If those ever see the light of day. So, anyways, let's take a look at this Acrocanthosaurus. All right, let's go with the package really quick. When Battat re-released the line, it got rebranded to the Terra by Battat. You got the Dan LaRusso collection down here in the corner. There's a nice natural background in the back of the box. This open window, you can reach in and touch the figure. And turning the box around, you get some information about Acrocanthosaurus. One cool thing that this line always did, it included the species name with the dinosaurs. You don't see a lot of companies doing that. It's always just like Triceratops, Torosaurus, Parasaurolophus. So it's nice that they did this. I feel like these figures were way ahead of the time when they came out. So enough about the packaging. Let's crack this figure open and take a closer look. And let's start with this 360-degree view of the Acrocanthosaurus. For a 24-year-old figure, it still holds up really well. It's obviously a tripod. It's standing on its hind legs with the right forearm holding it up. I felt the head is just a tad bit too long for Acrocanthosaurus, but the 24-year-old figure, so I'm not going to really knock it too much for scientific accuracy. A lot of stuff changes over the years, Spinosaurus. But the color scheme, the main body is like a really dark olive green. Then you have some highlights of like an aqua green color on there. Nice contrast. You have a little vivid color with some nice natural color. It is much better looking than the 1998 release of this figure. I always felt that one, especially with the red eyes, made it look like very cartoony and cheap, like like that, those cheap Chinosaurs. But for 24-year-old figure, I still think it holds up. The whole profile of it screams Acrocanthosaurus. You got that nice ridge down its back that the species is known for, and all around, it's still a good figure all these years later. Now for some measurements, this figure is 10 inches long from the tip of the snout to the tip of the tail, and about 2.5 inches tall to the top of the ridge. So Acrocanthosaurus in real life is estimated at around 36 feet long, so it puts this figure somewhere in the 143 scale range. So let's zoom in and take a look at some of the finer details on this figure, starting with the head. Like I said earlier, I feel like the head is just a little bit too long. It should be a little bit higher and just a little bit shorter, but the 24-year-old figure really can't fault it. You can see the nostril sculpted in right here. You have some bony ridges above the eyes painted in yellow with a black pupil. The teeth are painted in white, and then inside the mouth, you can see the tongue is painted a nice pink color and very goofy looking from the front. Top of the mouth, you have some nice details on the roof of the upper jaw. You can see the ear canal sculpted in right here. No real scale detail on these figures, just mostly folds and wrinkles. You can see that really dark olive green contrasting with this almost aquamarine color. And then going down to the neck, you have a nice, thick, powerful looking neck. Going down to the front arms, the hand claws are painted in black. Now, the plastic on these figures is very soft and pliable. And some of the bipedal figures in this line, they have a tough time standing because they warp extremely easily. So I'm kind of glad that this figure is a tripod, so I don't have to worry about it falling over on my shelf. The other hand is kind of pronated. I don't know if that's just warping from the packaging or how it's sculpt, but whatever, it's really not that bad. And then going down to the main body, you can see the nice ridge is nicely sculpted, packed full of muscles, some more folds and wrinkles. Going to the underside, you have all that bright color for the belly. Underside of the feet have a little bit of detail. The toe claws are also painted in black. And then going down to the tail, you have a nice thick muscular tail base, and more of those contrasting colors all the way down to the tip of the tail. Like I said, the plastic is extremely soft on here. You're never going to break these things because they're so soft, but yeah, stability is always an issue with the Battat figures. Moving on with comparisons, let's compare it to some other Acrocanthosaur figures from other companies. First up, here is Safari Limited's offering, and next up is Papo's. This right now is my favorite Acrocanthosaurus figure in my collection. You know, it's not the most accurate, but you know, Papo always puts out a really neat looking figure. And let's push it off to the side. And lastly, here it is with Rebor's Acrocanthosaurus. So as you can see, you know, pretty much every company has done one. Collect8 has also done an Acrocanthosaurus, but I never picked that one up. But no one has given us a definitive Acrocanthosaurus figure yet. If the rumors to be true, which they probably are, P&SO should be releasing one very shortly. Hopefully that one can be, you know, the definitive Acrocanthosaur in our collection when that comes out. And next up, here it is with P&SO's Acrocanthosaurus that does not want to stand. And let's do a couple Battat figures. Here it is with their Pachyrhinosaurus, and next, here it is with their Euplocephalus. And lastly, for Battat figures, here it is with their T-Rex. This is the reissue. You know, I do have some of the originals. You know, I used to only find them at the Boston Museum of Science when I used to go there. I think I have maybe 7 or 8 of them, but they're still buried at my parents' house, and I've been looking for them. I just can't find them, but I know they're still there. But like I said, the originals go for big bucks online. Collectors love these figures, especially that Diplodocus. I still kind of hold it against my parents for not picking it up for me. I really wanted it that one time I was at the museum, and then next time we went like a year or 2 later, never saw it again, so that one still hurts. And lastly, let's do a Clovery formation group shot. It's the formation that Acrocanthosaurus was found in. There is Safari's Sauropelta, Wild Past Tenontosaurus, and Rebor's Deinonychus. So final thoughts on this Acrocanthosaurus. It's almost 25 years old and it still holds up. It just shows you how ahead of their time these figures were. The late great Dan LaRusso did an absolutely fantastic job sculpting most of these figures, and they're dirt cheap on Amazon right now, so you really have no excuse to pick up some of these. They're part of dino collecting history, and at least a few of these deserve a spot in your collection. I'll leave the link to the Amazon listing that has the Acro and T-Rex 2-pack down below in the description. So that will do it for the review. I hope all of you have been enjoying me reviewing these older figures. I'm going to continue to keep doing it. It's going to get a little tough middle of April when Dominion Toys release. Be a lot of reviews when all those figures come out. But I'll do my best to keep reviewing these older figures. And as always, if you're enjoying the content on this channel, show your support by hitting that subscription button just below the video. Each subscription helps out the channel tremendously and is greatly appreciated. And I'll see you guys for the next one.